Hey, what up? It's New Age Ja, and welcome back. I'm really here to just give you an energetic update, kind of let you know what kind of changes have been ensuing in the cosmos. See, this Taurian energy has been quite personal, and a lot of changes within our immediate body have been making themselves evident as well as prevalent. You know, whether it's your eating habits that have been shifting, or you've put in motion a shifting of how you take care of yourself physically and how you attend to your senses. So I feel that Taurus is quite a private sign, as Scorpio is its opposite energy. And we all know that Scorpio, Pluto, sometimes even Mars dominant characters like to bring things to their secret layer where they can bring about change. And I find that the Taurian energy isn't much different. It seeks to heal itself physically through deep psychological as well as emotional change. You would say that Taurus isn't emotional, but I'd say it is, as the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus, which means that the moon is able to find ultimate expression through multiple pathways, whether that be, visual emotions, emoting through the eyes, or smelling, really smelling in different aromas and that evoke different emotions. Taste, that bring about feelings of elation and or disgust. And sound, that happens to activate all kinds of sensory receptors in our mind, for better or for worse, as well as touch. When you touch something and it gives you the heebies, it's a feeling, emotional sensation, or sensation that evokes an emotion. So we're trying to make emotional adjustments through attuning the vessel. And a lot of work is still happening on the dream realm and the dreamscape. So I'd say finding things to stimulate your senses while you're sleeping is really going to help elevate you and bring you to the next level of your healing. So whether that is listening to your favorite spiritual teacher, whether that is sleeping with the right textiles that, evoke certain emotions that eventually bring some type of healing for you, or whether you produce or, put some sort of aroma in the air that brings you a sense of calm. But I'd more so invite something that you can hear and or listen to, whether it's a spiritual teaching or a mantra or affirmation, something of the sorts, which will inadvertently bring in or call in a spirit guide. And I wasn't really trying to go this route, but it's going that route. So your spirit guides are finding their way to you via your sleep. And they're using your sensual stimulation as a pathway to further stimulate your imagination and or your dream world, which eventually or continually aligns you to your awakening process. The sun is conjunct Uranus, so I'd say expect the unexpected. I believe sudden awakenings are happening while we're sleeping or while you're sleeping. So you can wake up emotional, you can wake up with tears in your eyes, you can wake up startled, you can wake up in fear. You can wake up in the midst of your sleep with all kinds of emotions that are sensual in nature due to the stimulation that you incurred. Okay. We're learning how to accept love from ourselves and how to love our bodies. Taurus is quite a stubborn sign, so there's a possibility that we could be ignoring our actual physical care. It's like, why should I worry about doing X, Y, or Z? Like, if it's not gonna do X, Y, or Z. Well, sometimes the simple movements in life, like brushing your teeth, putting on lotion, filing your nails, is what brings or unlocks other pathways to abundance and or success. It's about bringing comfort to the physical body, which brings comfort to the emotional self, which then relaxes the pathways, which then allows the spiritual guides to further bring you along your spiritual ascension, which then provokes unexpected change and or further culmination to where you are meant to be going, whether you are conscious of it or not. Okay. So you may be feeling the need to really keep to yourself for now, you know. Others may be in a workhorse, worker bee kind of motion where they feel the need to produce results. Now remember that Taurus is slow, cumulative work that shows or brings in wealth and or gains over time. And a lot of this wealth and or gains will be enunciated, encouraged via your actual physical, emotional care and the state of your dream world, the state of your sleep. Okay, so finding ways to get yourself to sleep well is really going to further you along in your spiritual awakening as well as your ascension journey. Finding ways to exhaust the body, finding ways to emotionally exhaust the self via physical activity or physical stimulation. It's kind of going in a circle, but I want you to understand that it's quite important and conducive to your healing at this time. Venus, which rules Taurus, rules money. Money and even lust and jealousy, friendships as well. So finding ways to mend your friendships and or to gain some new friends and making an effort within these group dynamics or these one-on-one dynamics will also find to be beneficial in the areas of your abundance. I'd like to get a collective message from my spirit guides, but as well as the universal spirit guides, okay? And they're present here with the Hierophant, which rules Taurus, which is representative of the High Priest, the Hierophant, who could represent a spiritual guide and or a spiritual teacher. So we have the spiritual teacher present who is willing to offer us keys to unlock our senses by first acknowledging security and safety and getting to the root of the problem and or issues. If you're facing issues of safety, security, and stability, then that must be faced immediately. So areas around balance, so to speak. Are you walking on both your feet? Are both of your feet flat on the ground? Are you twinkle toes? Do you walk heavily? Are you balanced? Is your body in balance? Do you recall wealth from a past life? Were you poor in a past life? Were you lacking money? Were you lacking funds? Were you lacking luxuries? Or do you come from a life of luxury? Do you come from a life of wealth? King of Pentacles, like I can't even, like, and another card just fell. So what is this? Six of Cups, past life. Six of Cups reminds us of a past life. King of Pentacles is a very wealthy individual, a very wealthy male. This is also a very Taurian card, as we see the bulls, the two cow bulls above. The King of Pentacles is... I just have to absorb this energy, because the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles is like the pinnacle of success. I mean, it's long-lasting success, but with the Six of Cups, it's like, can you stir up an emotion that is correlated with the feelings of your abundance? If you've never experienced this abundance in this lifetime, did you experience it in the last one? And what does that feel like to you? And how is it that you can anchor that and bring that back into this reality? This is also having to deal with those who have stolen from you, those who have forced themselves on you in whichever way that you feel that others have forced themselves on you, and have sought to take the very wealth that you possess, that was locked within your root chakra, that was locked within the sacral chakra, which then blocked your throat chakra, by silencing you and raping you essentially of your gold, raping you of your value and your worth. A lot of this is being retrieved during this time. A lot of us were buried in wealth. A lot of us were buried in gold and jewels and silks, but we don't remember these things. Others of us have passed away and or died in a poor atmosphere, or in a poor, life and or lifestyle. And that could be emotionally as well as morally, as the Hierophant establishes moral structure, which the King of Pentacles, more often than not follows this compass to success. With the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, I would say this is someone who taps into their moral compass in order to gain eternal wealth. But in this case, this is wealth that was lost due to a misplaced memory, and attaching your entire life force to a memory, which then robbed you of the wealth that was always due to you, because you brought that in to this world, because you brought this into this reality with you. But due to some snaky and sneaky people, and those of others who were able to see this gold within you before you ever could, they robbed you, or they attempted to. What they didn't realize is that eventually, that the wine, the fruits of the wine turn to ashes in your mouth, or something like that. It's like, just when they thought that they won, or just when you thought you had something that didn't belong to you, turned to ashes in your mouth. And you don't need to recall what was supposedly taken from you from those of others, because your well is able to replenish itself on its own. But you have to remember who you are and what you've gained in a lifetime past. Scorpio buries wealth and is buried wealth. And we could only hope that we can bring that up to the surface. But that wealth is buried in our encoding and DNA structure, which must be reawakened via the love and care of our vessel and our senses, and by confronting the very emotions that are locked up in our bodies and in our chakra systems. Kundalini's awakenings are very possible at this time. And they are set to light your soul on fire, bringing you into cycles of life, death, rebirth, even while you are asleep. It's a shock when you wake up from this reality, and you realize that you had to look directly into the sun so that you can allow yourself to be reborn into this new reality. Staring into the sun, open your eyes, look, 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 look as the sun burns and pierces through your eyes and you awaken to this reality. I am reborn. A childlike energy that happens to guide you into this place of being, into this place of existence, where the childlike essence was totally neglected, but is ultimately the guide of which we seek. That's in the child, it's in the children. Don't be surprised if a childlike figure around you is who and or what that facilitates your ascension process as you elevate to the next level. The fool abandons all that has come before it and recognizes that it doesn't need to steal back what was once stolen from it. We don't want what anybody took from us. You can have it. You thought you took it. You thought you had it. You can have it. You can take it. I don't want it. It's worthless to me now because I am a self-sustaining well that is connected to earth pleasures alike as I've gained them, rightfully so, in times of past. My well is effervescent, and my wealth is promised to me as I continue to honor the very presence of what it is I've chosen to reside in. I may have been blind before, but I am blind no more. And the scales and balances of justice, quite Venusian in nature, come to repay me my debts in tenfold without the lick of your requirement. Listen to me now. As this is a deep encoding to your inner nature, you must find it. It's in your voice, it's in your throat chakra, it's in your root, it's in your sacral. Opening up the pathways so that the emotional waters can flow through, unlocking the very resources that belong to you. If love has been lost, the love was never lost. The love was deepened and buried further deep within you, down to the very toes of your essence. The love that you mourn is the very love that you possess. It's not a love lost. It's a love misplaced. The mind tends to externalize the very emotions that you feel within yourself. It's not a love lost. It's a love misplaced. The love belongs to you. And the moment that you realize that you are the vessel of love is the moment that your cup begins to overflow, because you are the curator of this emotion, of this abundance, right? Yearning and mourning and moaning for a love that you feel has escaped you, when all along you are aching in the very juices of the value of your nature. Claim them as your own. Life threatens to rob you, but you must be able or willing to face the very fear of losing something that you never really even had to begin with, but you've always had it, always had it, always had it. You've always had it. You just didn't feel like you deserved it. You just didn't feel like you deserved it. Someone took it before you even realized it was yours, but it doesn't matter because the well always replenishes itself. You must make the room. You must take the steps. You must do the motions. You must do the motions. You must create the space. You must awaken. You must create space for awakening instead of fighting every ounce and step of the way. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop being stubborn. Stop pushing. Stop struggling. Stop pushing. Stop struggling. Okay? Stop pushing. Stop struggling. The world doesn't need to know how strong you are by continuously telling the world how strong you are. Control and contain your inner beast and set your ego aside. So that the Queen of Pentacles can reside. This is also a divine union and or partnership that elevates your value more so morally, socially, structurally, due to your ability to dig in and find your inner encoding that was always rooted in wealth, that was always rooted in abundance. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. This is also marriage. This is calling in your divine counterpart, your soulmate from a past life, because you were able to love yourself deeply, because you remember that the love that you were trying to give away actually belonged to you. Nobody woke that up within you. You woke that up within yourself. You may have found yourself within a mirror and or a counterpart who reflected that very love of yourself back onto you, and then you somehow misplaced it and thought it was their love that they were giving to you, and then they took it away. No, they solely reflected the very love that you possess, the very wealth and abundance that you possess, and they had to leave or depart so that you can understand that the very essence and well was from you, that the gold and the wealth belonged to you, that they were solely reflecting that. Okay, and maybe they happened to be an open vessel and container which allowed you to pour into them, but it's only because you don't have enough space within your own self to fill your own cup. It's time to remove the clutter. These cards are gorgeous. We have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. This is wealth matched. Hierophant. This is commitment. This is marriage. This is a soulmate. This is love from a past life that is here to be ordained spiritually here in this physical reality. This is about anchoring a love, anchoring a real love, a devoted, loyal love, a devoted, loyal love that brings happiness due to ego containment and control. And for allowing yourself to take a leap of faith by allowing yourself to release the baggage of your past and inviting a new clearing of your sensual, emotional nature, hence allowing your inner light to shine by staring directly into the sun. The sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. Memories of the sun. All locked in your root chakra, Scorpio South Node, facing your fears and realizing that your system of lack comes from the very idea that someone can even take something from you or even give something to you. So yeah, I think that's what I have for you at this time. This is beautiful energy. Just remind yourself of your wealth. Remind yourself of your wealth. Remind yourself of your wealth. And wealth comes in many forms, my friend. You just need to remember what is yours. And that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. God bless you. Later.